All right. Hello, everybody. Hey, Little Wolf, aka 82. Hey, Paul Camish, in the bath, as I see. Good, good. Hello, my darling junk shop library in the house. Who else do we have? Who else do we have? Oh, of course, we have the wonderful Microraptor, not just in the chat, but here with me today. I'm getting an echo, just FYI. Let's see, who do we got? We got a bit of tea in Danish. Hey, Linda. Let's see. And Never Again. Good to see you as always. And the Wanderer. Hello. It's very cool name. Anyway. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to the Lone Wanderer's Variety channel, she is putting out she does the word of the day, but she's also about to start putting out a really interesting series. So keep an eye open for that. Okay. And this is Wine and Reason. I'm Julie. My guest today is the wonderful and awesome and brilliant Microraptor, who I will shower with compliments because we talk a lot in side chats, and I really, really just think you're awesome. And I will try to broaden my vocabulary a little bit. There we go. Instead of repeating the same words. Hey, Critical Cripple, Dave. Hey, GeoSam. Hey, Brainbug, Brian, hello. Okay, so, wow. So today, I am drinking a little bit of sake. It's a little early in the afternoon where I am, so I'm not going to drink too much, but I got my creepy goblet. So, kampai. And our topic today is, quick disclaimer. Sorry, I forgot this bit. I'm drinking alcohol. I'm smoking tobacco. Don't do that. It's stupid. I'm 42 years old. I shouldn't be doing this anymore. But it's my body. It's my choice. I don't have kids or pets. I'm not hurting anyone but me. But don't do this. It's stupid. And also, if you're under 18, I'm going to be swearing a lot, and there's alcohol and tobacco use. So if you're not watching this with a parent or guardian, I kind of need you to go ahead and get the fuck out. Come back when you're 18. Thank you. Okay. All right. And all right. So welcome to Wine and Reason, the overwhelmed edition. And as you can tell, I'm a bit scattered. I'm a bit all over the place. And that's because Microraptor and I had planned to talk about, among other things, like how we're both job hunting, and we're both in technical fields, and so we're our skills are marketable. What do you think?
Yeah, our skills are marketable. And hello everyone in chat.
Yes, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Yes, Microraptor, would you like to say hello to the people and tell them a little bit about yourself? I apologize.
Hi. I think most of them knows pretty much who I am. That I'm a trans woman, and I'm pansexual, and I'm hang around in atheist and flat earth banking spheres and stuff like that, and just talk about science and stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Pansexual, trans woman, into science. If I wasn't already happily married, I'd be like, how do you feel about long distance relationships? Anyway, no. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good and not make you uncomfortable any more than I already have. Hey, Nerdy Rodent. That's, like I said, brilliant and amazing Microraptor. And also, I do feel the pansexual solidarity. So I gotta give us that. That's fantastic. So I was, I found myself in a weird situation about an hour ago. I think I applied for 9 jobs last night. I was up until like 5 a.m. I've been applying for jobs every week since I got laid off. It's been very stressful. And I had therapy this morning, which was very good, very cool. Like we talked just like I'm talking to you guys now, and it's really neat. And then about an hour ago, I got 2 people vying for my skills. And I actually got to say, which is, I'm not good at this part. You know, the part where they ask you about like what kind of salary do they ask that where you are, Microraptor in Sweden? Do they ask that?
Not at my level yet. I really haven't asked that much, but like I'm very recently graduated, so I'm not really, yeah. But yeah, I'm not good at that part either to say, oh, yeah, I should be paid this much. Like,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
hard,
I'm
right?
just happy to have a job. Yeah,
It's yeah, exactly. And it's like I never want to sell myself short, but at the same time it seems rude like to ask for like I'm just never sure what to ask for. So I'm
yeah,
talking to two people, and this gentleman asked me, so what do you know, how much would you like for an hourly, wage? And I said, I don't know, 25 to $30 an hour. And he said, that's really low. How about we say 40? And I was like, oh, that'd be great. Thank you. And honestly, like I was doing the math and I was like, oh yeah, 40 would be way better because I'm still taking a bit of a pay cut from my last job, but this is, yeah, 40 we can certainly live off of. And yeah, and so that's the long story short, that's the person I went with. They sent me a
yeah,
contract and I was like, yep, I'm signing that one. So that happened like an hour ago, and I'm a little overwhelmed by how
yeah, that's okay.
yeah, because earlier I was overwhelmed by the stress and desperation of trying to find something, and now I'm overwhelmed by the fact that I found something. And so it's all about the deep breaths today, I think.
Yeah. That's when you don't quite believe it yet because it hasn't started yet.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It has not sunk in. I can't quite believe it, and I'm also very excited because well, I probably shouldn't talk about it in specifics, but it's a kind of technical writing I've done a little bit of, but it's something that I'm very interested in, which is nice because technical writing is a great way to make a living, but it can be hella boring. You can
Hmm.
find yourself, writing about mechanical parts that you have very little interest in. So it's
Okay.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. All right. So let's see. Oh, yeah. I was wondering um if I had questions. Microraptor, are y'all still social distancing in Sweden, or how is Sweden dealing with I'm sure that I just figure y'all are doing better than we are at actually handling this mess, but how is it where
Yeah,
you?
we are.
Yeah, that's
We're
fair.
still social distancing, and so yeah. But yeah, it's we. Our prime minister is sane, so uh, he's not a
What's that
narcissistic
like?
child.
Oh, I remember
Um,
when we had a leader who was sane and not a narcissist. It was so nice.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Um, there's been some criticism that it could be handled better and stuff like that, of course. But yeah, we're handling it. It's yeah, it could go better. It could have been worse. Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, and you know, hindsight being 2020 and all of that, and the fact that this is a brand new. I mean, they call it the novel coronavirus for a reason. It's brand new. No one has any
yeah,
immunity to it. Our ancestors didn't have this. We don't. And so the CDC here is constantly finding out new information, and it's frustrating people because they're like, why can't you just know everything all at once? And the answer is because that's not how science works. Sorry, science
yeah,
corrects itself as it goes along and learns more. So something kind of spooky that I heard on a podcast yesterday, and it was a scathing atheist, but they do those headlines in each of their podcasts, and they said that the CDC now thinks they don't know for sure yet, but they are suspicious that COVID-19 may be airborne. So it's not just like droplets that we wear the mask to keep that in, and as long
Yeah.
as you're 6 feet away, you're probably none of your stuff is going to get on another person, none of their stuff is going to get on you.
Yeah.
But now they're thinking it might actually be aerosolized, if that's the right word. And so that's kind of a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Because,
That's different.
yeah, yeah, it is, because you can breathe in a room, and it doesn't matter if you're 6 feet away. Someone else could walk through where your breath
Yeah.
was, and yeah, so fun. So I got my flu shot
Yeah.
yesterday, and I encourage everyone to get vaccinated, at least for the flu, because if we're dealing with this,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't want the flu on top of it.
Yeah.
Um,
I was feeling sick about a week ago and felt like I had a fever and stuff like that. And I actually got tested for corona, and it wasn't that. I don't know what it was. I think it was probably the flu, but at least it wasn't corona,
oh,
the COVID. So yeah,
oh,
but I
good.
felt that the need to test anyway.
Yes, absolutely, and I thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, if you have symptoms, please go get tested. Especially if you're in the US, ignore what the Cheeto in chief is saying. The reason he doesn't want people getting
Yeah.
tested is because he wants our numbers to look lower. And sorry, not sorry, over 200,000 Americans have died of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we just surpassed 1 million people dying worldwide from this virus. So it's no joke. And Microraptor, I'm so glad you didn't have it, but I'm so glad you went and got tested. You did the responsible thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and
I
for
did.
you and yeah, and everyone around you, like in your quarantine bubble, you got to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm, I'm young and healthy, and so I'm not that worried for my own health, but of course other
Mhm.
people, so I don't spread it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I know I've talked to you all a lot about missing my parents, because I was the one kid that never moved that far away. So this was literally the longest in my entire life I'd ever gone without seeing my parents. We usually went out
Hmm.
to dinner or lunch once a month or something like that. So we finally, my mother called the other day, and she said, "We really, they're 78, and we really need someone to come out and do the heavy cleaning in the house. Would you?" Uh, junk shop. She didn't say that 'cause she doesn't know about this, but be willing
Yeah.
to do that. And we said, yeah, we can do that. And we felt weird about it because we weren't able to quarantine for 2 weeks before we went out because it was short notice, but we wore masks the whole time. And we washed and sanitized our hands, and I gotta say it was lovely. It was so great just to see them and get to chat a little bit. And I got to right after I'd washed my hands for the upteenth time because I was cleaning. I got to hold my mom's hand right before I left, and I was so struck by this intense memory of how soft her hands are. This woman taught me how to moisturize, like she knows, and she has
Mhm.
the tiniest, softest, most ladylike hands you've ever felt, and it was just I teared up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I did,
Aw.
and then we had to go. So, but
Mhm.
it was just nice. It was so nice to see them both,
Yeah.
see them happy and healthy, and now if we're asymptomatic and they catch it from us, I will never get over the guilt of it. But I don't think they will. We were very careful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, and also the yesterday when I got my flu shot, which was the day after we were at their place, they took my temperature with the scanny thing. How cool is that? I mean, I'm 42,
Yeah.
so yeah, this is kind of amazing. I grew up with mercury thermometers, like this is amazing. But So the and my temperature was normal. So I'm hopefully not, you know, didn't pick it up anywhere before
Yeah.
I went out. All right. All right. So we've covered COVID, and again, I'm so glad you're all right. That's fantastic. I mean, I'm sorry
Yeah.
you were sick, but I'm glad it wasn't COVID.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So one of the things that I may or may not have deleted from the description because I wrote it a couple of times was that trying to make a life not a life trying to make a living online thing is nothing. I was not prepared for this, and I think it's just I fell into a weird age gap. Maybe born in '78. Um, it's just kind of a weird. Like I'm technically Gen X, but I'm really but like my spouse is a millennial. Like we're really close. Um, so it's kind of interesting, and I don't. But it's weird. Like I'm used to, you know, going to an interview, doing the firm handshake, introducing myself, you know, and doing all of those things, and that's just not how it just can't work that way now. So,
Yeah.
so are you finding any big differences in the terms of like looking for work in the era of COVID-19 as opposed to before?
I I've been looking for work basically since for about a year, so I haven't been
Oh,
looking that much before then.
okay. Yeah,
But
no, that
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that um, yeah, of course, it's been more over the phone and stuff, but not a lot of difference. But yeah, people being more careful and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
no handshakes.
No. No. In fact, I'm kind of curious to see how much this changes our culture because I would not be shocked if uh, if handshakes become a thing of the past. I think it
Yeah.
might be, yeah, it might just be right out. Um, all right, Microraptor, if it's cool with you, I'm going to check in with the chat for a second. Uh, People are sharing their birth years. Dave, born in '78. Oh yeah, I was January. I think Dave's a little bit younger than I am, but it's a matter of months, so I'm not going to sweat it. Oh, hey, this is cool. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry, the chat's hopping. Everyone's like, relax, everybody. I have arrived. Thank you, Mark Caesar. Mark Caesar. Oh gosh, I forgot to put up my patron banner. I'm so sorry, guys. Um, yeah, really quickly, right in the middle of this chat, and poor Microraptor is just having to keep up with my scattered brain because I am I did not like send them an outline, send her an outline or anything, and I'm so sorry about that. I usually try to be nicer to my guests. Um, but yeah, here we go. Boom. All right, there it is. So we got yeah, so thank you so much to my wonderful patrons, listed in no particular order on the screen. I actually think they're just listed in chronological order of when they became patrons, but I'm not sure about that. So we got the Lone Wanderer, a bit of tea and Danish, Captain Kimothy, Mark Caesar, and Santi the Sane. And thank you all so much. Um, and I love this. This is one of my favorite things. Oh no, whoops. I missed that. Hang on. You're a young thing. There we go. But you said you were young and healthy, so that makes sense. I was born 120 million years ago. Yes. So I actually, yeah, Microraptor. There's a question. What? Where'd the name come from? Are you just because I know when I was a little girl, you know, we all kind of go through a dinosaur phase, and I did want to
Yeah.
be a paleontologist for a while. So what is it yeah, so just in your own words, where did your name come from? Why'd you choose Microraptor?
I went into a dinosaur phase, and that phase never stopped. Kind of. So yeah, yeah, I've always loved animals, and I always loved dinosaurs and been fascinated by them. And the microraptors are they're very cool animals, small and They have wings both on their arms and their legs, so they're kind of fascinating. And I thought the raptors are kind of cool, but I didn't want one of the big scary ones. I thought, okay, microraptors are very small; they would probably not be very dangerous. So, yeah, something that's sort of a nice and friendly dinosaur.
I like it. Nice, friendly, also raptor dinosaur, which is
Yeah,
kind of fantastic. I mean, I know Jurassic Park kind of, got some stuff wrong, but I think we all
yeah,
kind of, as far as not micro-raptors, but as full size raptors, we all kind of got some ideas about raptors
yeah,
in that movie that we'll probably never shake. But
yeah.
yeah, we have a museum here uh, in my town that is it's a part Judaica museum, which it's I mean, so basically, this is what my friend and I do whenever we go there. I go with my friend Laurel, and she and I we go to the Shoah or Holocaust part first, because we know we're going to cry and be upset. And then we go look at all the other, because the other part is like natural history and also Asian culture. So they have like these ancient mammoth tusks that were dug up by the Chinese and carved into these amazing and intricate carvings. And it's just, I mean, it's the kind of thing you'd never do today, but they didn't know these are so old. They didn't know these were prehistoric,
Yeah.
animals that they had dug up. Then so, yeah, but it's just it's gorgeous. But one of the things that they have there is a fossil of a Microraptor, and I always think of
Oh,
that when I
cool.
see your name. Yeah, because I've actually seen the impression, and so I know exactly what you mean with wings and on their legs and or on their arms rather, and then feather bits coming off their legs. You can see that on the fossil, and
Yeah,
it's super cool.
yeah,
Um,
it really is. That sounds like a fun museum.
Yeah, it is. It's a really cool museum. If you are ever in Memphis, I will take you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
thanks.
cool. It's small enough that you don't feel like your brain's gonna fall out of your head by the end. Like like if you ever I get museum, like I love learning and I love museums, but it's easy to get museum fatigue if like we were at
Yeah,
yeah okay yeah you know what I mean. Like we were at the
yeah, I
national
know what you mean.
yeah, we were at the National Portrait Gallery in Scotland, and we spent like 4 hours there, and it was like too much beauty. My brain is short circuiting, and I can't look at
Yeah,
another painting. We got to go, and it wasn't that I didn't love it. It was just like I'm overwhelmed with gorgeous images now,
yeah,
and also some really ugly ones. Some of those portraits are very realistic, and some of those dudes it was always the dudes. They
mm,
did not look good. But
okay.
sorry, but many did. Many did. Um, yeah. So no, no, Mark Caesar. No, we're not supposed to blame the Chinese for people using tusks. No, these were a long time ago. And if anyone types Chinese flu in here, I will kick you. Or block you or something for the stream. No one's going to do that. You're all
Yeah.
awesome. Okay. Sorry. I'm very reactive these days because my president's an idiot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm sure any civilization that had that kind of access would have done the same thing. Like people in Scandinavia probably did the same thing to tasks that they didn't know were ancient mammoths.
Exactly. I mean, I think personally, and I don't think oh, and Mark, I love you, by the way. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, I've thought this since I was a kid, and I think it bears out that probably a lot of our dragon myths that are all over the world in all kinds of different cultures I think they come from people finding dinosaur bones and going,
Yeah, probably.
okay, giant lizard dragon. you know
Yeah,
um, yeah. Hey Santi, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah.
I think that
um
probably.
oh, go ahead. What'd you say?
Uh, I think it's probably possible to find that in a lot of myth that there is a little grain of truth in there that then has become this mythological story or being or yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, you're completely right. One that I can't cite the source off the top of my head, but one that I know about for certain is people in ancient Greece. I think it was ancient Greece found mastodon skulls, and the orbital sockets on a mastodon are huge, and it basically, just becomes like once they're fossilized or in skeletal form, it's basically just one big orbital socket, and that's where they got the idea of the Cyclops. That's where that
Yeah,
myth.
I've heard that somewhere too, and that
Yeah,
like we're humans, all of us. We have imagination. We want to explain things,
yeah, we
and they
do.
wanted to explain these weird things they found.
Yeah. And imagination, I think, is so important, because if we can't imagine, then what, we wouldn't have any innovation.
Yeah,
We wouldn't make leaps in technology or in understanding each other. Yeah, I could wax eloquent about imagination for way too long, but I'm just going to stick with a quote from the Never Ending Story: "People without imaginations are easy to control." So we don't want
yeah,
that. So thing from the big bad in that one. Oh, it was the
yeah.
nasal passage. I'm sorry, brain bug, bringing the science. Thank you, brain bug. I do not like to say wrong.
Thank
I do not
you.
like to give out wrong information. Yeah, it was the nasal passage of the proboscis, the proboscis. Yeah, because that's right. Because they didn't know, because that part is just cartilage and it was gone, so they didn't know they had these big trunks. Thank you. That makes total sense. Thank you, brain bug. All right. Let's see. Oh, I saw. Nope. Wait. I don't know. I guess the coolest job I've seen in my hunting was creating virtual narratives for games. Um, and but I don't know how to use UG4, which is Unreal 4. I'm sorry, Unreal Engine for software, and I don't. I it. I was unfortunately a lazy child who had access to a computer very early, but never learned to code. I have friends who, did quite well for themselves because they became computer programmers when not everyone knew how to do that, like back in the 90s. Yeah, and I never
Yeah,
learned, so that's on me. But that was certainly the coolest looking job I found. I don't think I could do it. But,
yeah. You could learn.
yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I actually thank you. That's very kind. I actually found I looked at the Universal Engine 4 website, and you can download a free version of it and learn how to use it just for your own purposes. So I think I might do that anyway. I mean, it never hurts to expand
Yeah,
your skill set. Yeah, and also fun. I mean,
yeah,
we were just talking about imagination. Like, who doesn't want to make virtual, cool, beautiful worlds if you can?
yeah. I mean, yeah, we want to do that, most of us.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Another thing from. Whoop. Hey, hi, Dr. Osiris. Love you. That was the. Oh my gosh. All I remember is the old basic. You know, I get that my dad. Uh, he taught himself. Um, he's basically taught himself every computer language as they've come out, and he was in his 40s when personal home computers became a thing. So the first one,
Okay.
yeah, right. So the first one he learned was DOS, and he knows Linux now. And he just kept, and I'm like, you're a genius. What? Why didn't you go to college again? It's so. I mean, he did great. He did fine. But it's just so. I don't know. I find that fascinating. He's brilliant. Okay. Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted by the chat, and I need to focus. Do. Oh yeah, the question I had for the chat and for Microraptor and for everybody else is anybody else feeling overwhelmed right now with all the stuff in the world, and everybody's talking about their first computers, so feel free to please, get nostalgic about your first computers. Nothing wrong with that. And hi Paul, I'm sorry I didn't see you. No, you were not being ignored. Actually, I did see you. Sorry. I thought I said your name. Anyway. So, Microraptor, anything overwhelming you right now, or are you pretty copacetic? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm coping. I'm not feeling very well now at the moment, actually.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry about that. Wait, did I hear that correctly? You said you weren't feeling very well.
I'm not. I'm not feeling overwhelmed.
Oh, okay.
I'm yeah, I'm not doing. Yeah, I'm job searching and programming for fun. So yeah, I'm not doing a lot. So
Yeah,
it's not feeling too much.
yeah. I'm sorry. That sounds very frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Uh, Never again's right there with us. I feel overwhelmed every day. Me too these days. Um, I was I it just kind of organically came out of a stream I was in a few weeks ago, and I said I don't know, I think I'm optimistically stressed. Um, but there have definitely been times during this whole situation when I've been pessimistically stressed, and maintaining this level of stress for months on end is not good for us. It's
No,
like
it isn't.
no, it's like the fight or flight response is meant to be a fairly quick thing that helps keep us alive, and that's the good thing about stress is it motivates us to get to do whatever it is that we need to do. But when you're kind of stuck and you're feeling that
Yeah.
stress and that anxiety but you can't change the situation, that's when it gets very problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's rough. I'm sorry, I did not mean to bring everybody down. That is kind of my signature. I do that, but I didn't. I don't intend to. Oh, this is so sweet. Okay, if it weren't for live streams, I'd be lost, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, little wolf. I gotta say, and again to everybody, here and in our little not little as in we're freaking awesome, but smaller in size, little YouTube atheist and agnostic, and I think we got a couple of we might have a couple of folks who are polytheists and that come in and out too. All of y'all have made this bearable, and thank you, because yeah, Microraptor and I were talking about this before we went live. Like, just this little community has just helped us all so much. So
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah. Oh, some days I feel like I'm about to have an episode of a total breakdown. Yesterday was hard. I'm sorry, Brainbug.
Oh,
Aw,
sorry to hear that.
yeah, me too. Oh, cute. Sorry. And then cute emojis. That was not meant to detract from what Brainbug was saying. Yeah. Um, yeah, actually, this is a good point that Little Wolf is making. Is replying directly to a bit of tea and Danish, and I don't feel lonely because of it. I've made so many great friends because of it, and me too. Because back when I was working in an office all day, the last thing I wanted to do when I got home was look at a damn computer screen, right? Because I had
Yeah.
already been doing that all day. So yeah, it wasn't until I was working from home and I'd like pull up critical questions on my phone because I started working really early in the morning, and Dave was it wasn't early in the morning for them, but it was early in the morning for me, and I'd just start off with that and just have it kind of playing in the background while I worked, and That was,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I started to meet everybody. So you are not, no, I know Brainbug. Brainbug is not trying to derail, was feeling some solidarity. Absolutely. No, we agree. It sucks right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like yeah, sorry to speak of intense emotional reactions like I'm 12, but yeah, this really sucks and it's okay to say it, it's okay to feel it. Yeah, hugs for everybody. I agree. Yes. Hey Spooky Bed here. Good to see you. Yeah. I'm yes. From me too. Anyone who wants them. If you don't, I understand. Okay, so yeah, so if there's anything, you need to get out or scream about or even say, hey, this cool thing happened, whatever. It's, now is the time. Like, go ahead and do it.
I don't have anything special to say actually, so we
Oh
can
yeah.
keep going.
You always have awesome things to say, but yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of addressed that to everybody. But I did not make that clear. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It makes sense that I would have addressed that directly to you. I should ask you some questions actually. Little Wolf says I only started chatting this summer and was amazed that people liked it. Right? I am too. I still don't get it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm flattered and I love you guys, but I don't know why you come on here and listen to me just rattle for like, an hour ish. Uh, but I
Yeah.
like it. I appreciate it. Um, oh my goodness. Okay, hang on. Nerdy Rodent has something. I remember critical questions making me feel better about myself. Why am I trying to? I am not. Nope. Sorry. I accidentally slipped into trying to do a British accent. I apologize. That was unintentional. Okay. I remember critical questions making me feel better about myself as well. I could just look at Dave and then I realized, well, at least my life isn't so bad that I'm hosting a game show on YouTube. Nerdy Rodent, you are the most beloved ass I've met. You're amazing. But no, I'm teasing you. You're not an ass. That was very funny. Aw. Now I feel bad because I called him a name. I shouldn't have done that. Names are mean. Hey, Catnip. What's going on? I love you too. And I love you, Nerdy Rodent. Sorry about that. Junk Shop, save me. Say something nice to Nerdy in the chat. Okay. So, Microraptor, what are you doing to relieve the stress? Do you have anything that helps?
Reading for me, gaming, yeah, programming can be a stress reliever too.
I fully endorse all of those.
Yeah.
I had trouble focusing for a long time, and then I find it because I have a whole stack of fiction and nonfiction books I've been meaning to read since this whole thing started, and I finally finished two of them. One of them was very
Oh,
short, but I finished two of them, and
yeah, that's
I
good.
was yeah. So it's a start, but I was having a lot of trouble, and I'm not used to having trouble focusing on reading. That's always kind of been my thing. Like that was my
Yeah.
yeah. So it was strange. Uh, but yes, reading it's like a balm. It's like a tonic. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Um.
get lost in a different world for a while.
Yeah.
To get lost in a different world to get away
Yes.
from this one.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. I always get so sad when someone tells me that they don't like to read, and
Mm,
because I feel like, oh, you're missing out on so much, and you don't even realize.
yeah.
Um. But yeah. Yes, we love Nerdy. Thank you, Paul. Yes, I love you, Nerdy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I called you a mean
Yeah,
name.
we love nerdy.
I don't do. I try not to do that. That's not cool. All right. Okay. Tries to take her foot out of her mouth. Yeah. So yikes. Okay. Oh yeah. There was a I was going to complain about the fact that I still don't quite understand and and I'm certainly not going to say the name of the company or anything because I loved my last job. It was absolutely the best job I've ever had. My boss is my former boss is an amazing person, an atheist, woo, and very open minded and lovely, and it was great. It was a great gig, and then when the pandemic started, they had us all working from home, and then they didn't, and I don't understand why. I mean, I know there was some bottom line issues, but we did provide an essential service. So that's
Yeah,
what's confusing to me about it. And that's kind of a bummer. I
yeah,
just,
that's weird.
yeah, yeah. I really don't get it. I'm sure it had to do with numbers and, and money. But the thing is, if
Yeah,
if I'm writing a technical manual for an engineer out in the field, that engineer in the field needs that up to date information. Like,
yeah,
it's a need. Yeah. So I don't know. And like for you said you've been out of work for a long time, and it's rough because like IT is necessary. It
yeah, it is. So,
Yeah, super necessary. I mean, most folks are users of computers at best. They
yeah.
not many. Yeah, yeah. Actually, if you want to talk
Uh,
about that, do you have any good IT stories?
um, None that I can come up with off the top of my head, but
Sorry.
yeah, most people like they know how to check their email and stuff like that, but they don't know the inner workings of it or whatever. Like, yeah, the usage of it. They like with if you I know how to read a book, but I don't know how to write one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and some people are like that with the computers. They know how to use it to check their emails and check Facebook and whatever, but not how to program.
Yeah, and I very much fall into that category a bit myself. There's a couple of things I can do, but not a lot. We needed a lot of help building our new computer, and we were very very grateful that some of our online friends helped us out with that in terms of like what to buy and things. But yeah, I can make toast. I can't make a toaster. I
Yeah,
know how toasters work in theory, but I wouldn't know how to put together a heating element or how to build the casing. Really, does that require a blowtorch? I don't know. So yeah,
yeah, exactly.
exactly. Yeah. So we're all a bit specialized, I think, at this point, and that's
Yeah,
fine. Uh we're not old. Never again. We're seasoned and we know things. Um. All right. So what about you guys? Oh, oh no, Crazy Catnip's been sick too. Y'all stop getting sick. You're making me nervous. Sorry, that's not something you have any control over. I'm glad you're getting better. Um, yeah. All right. Anybody? Nope, not anybody. Anything you specifically want to address? We've got about we're coming up on a quarter till, so if there's anything else,
yeah. We haven't talked about LGBTQ stuff. It,
we have not.
um, yeah,
I'm so sorry. Yes, let's do that. So, how is that in Sweden? Here it can be, it really kind of differs from state to state, sometimes county to county.
yeah. It's very good relative to the US at least. It's most people don't really get trans identities, and most people I don't think fully understand the different sexuality from heterosexuality either. But there's at least more that people don't understand. But there's a very live and let live sort of attitude that people are allowed to be who they are, and yeah, where it's not dangerous to be queer.
That's nice. That is really
Yeah,
nice because yeah, unfortunately, in some places in the states, well, a lot of places, honestly, it is. And it's even more dangerous to be trans, and it's even more dangerous to be a trans woman. So these are
yeah,
we're recognizing now that these are some of the most vulnerable folks in our society, and uh, honestly, local governments and the federal government are not doing much about it. So it's kind of falling, which is fine. But I mean, no, it's not fine that they're not doing anything about it. But it's kind of falling on us as individuals, like those of us who are
yeah,
allies. We got to stand up and speak out. And it's
yeah. And I do appreciate that there are a lot of allies who are speaking out and saying that, hey, this group needs help and need to respect them to be. Yeah, that there are issues related to being queer that needs to be addressed.
hmm absolutely. and
Uh,
and I don't understand. And I mean, actually, where I am, like, Memphis is pretty cool. Memphis is kind of it's a very blue city, in the American Democrat sense of blue. It's a very liberal
yeah,
city. Um, but we still have that, that hardcore Christian presence that is basically like, if you're not heteronormative, we don't know what to do with you. And that is not true for all the Christian churches in town. Um, there's even a Catholic church in town that has a queer singles night at the parish, so that
oh, that's cool.
people can meet. Yeah, right. It's weird because
Yeah,
I mean, I was raised Catholic and that was not okay when I was coming up. So
yeah,
I'm glad that at least individuals are you know and
yeah,
that doesn't come from Rome. That's just that one particular parish that decided to be cool that way.
yeah.
Oh,
Are you queer? Are you in the LGBTQ?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Are you LGBTQ?
Yes, yes, I am. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pansexual.
Okay.
I just I
Uh,
I seem to end up married. Uh, well, my first husband was a man, and my second husband is non-binary. Husband feels like a weird word now. I've been trying to use gender neutral words. So I say spouse
yeah,
rather than husband now. Well, and I shouldn't say now. It's not. It's not like it's something that they discovered about themselves, which is really cool. And I got to
yeah,
be here for that, which was also really cool. Um,
yeah.
and
That's cool.
yeah, and I have had girlfriends in the past, but none of them were very serious. Um, had a
Okay.
high school girlfriend. No, that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, but
Uh,
yes, I very much am, and it's one of the things that pushed me away from religion, actually, because you know the church had no use for me. And I had in middle school, I had a lot of shame wrapped up in these feelings that I had when I would have a crush on my best friend Jason and my best friend Melanie at the same time, and just feel horrible. And I remember chanting in my head, "I like boys, I like boys, I like boys, I like boys," over and over again, because I was terrified of those feelings, because
yeah,
because I believed at the time, so I could have gone to hell, right? I love being an atheist. It's just so much
yeah,
better. It really is.
yeah.
It's like, oh no, I can just be me, and who I am is
Yeah,
awesome, and it's fine. And those all of those desires that I had were completely natural, and there was nothing wrong with it. And
yeah, exactly.
yeah, and it's just awesome. And I'm very much like with you. If anyone who has ever had to exist on any level as not who they know or suspect they are at their core, it's torture. It's absolute torture, and
Yeah,
I wouldn't wish it on anyone. So yeah,
yeah, um, yeah. And Sweden is we are not a very religious country, so we are just we even like, of course, Christianity is the biggest religion, and even most Christians are very secular and like, yeah, they believe in God, but they don't. Most of them don't have these very strict, like, no homosexuality and stuff like that.
yeah,
Oh, hey, Timothy.
yeah. Hey, Kimberly. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're starting to get some of that, but again, it's very regional, and it can. I said earlier, it
yeah,
can differ from county to county. It can differ from city to city. Like if you're in Memphis, we have Out Memphis, which is a whole, and we've got Rainbow Kids, which is it's a shelter for kids who have been kicked out of their homes because they came out to their parents. Um, so yeah, that happens here. And the second you hit any of the rural areas, it gets really really bigoted really fast, basically.
yeah,
And you also, unfortunately, do not want to be a person of color in some of those areas either, which is
yeah,
which you, I mean, it's horrible.
yeah. To me, that to throw out your kids, like even if they would have some sexuality that I think is immoral, like I would want to help them, not throw them out. I would
Right?
want to,
I mean,
yeah,
and that's how I think it's how religion can destroy families because
yeah,
only a religion. I just don't think a state could necessarily indoctrinate to the level that religion can uh, because Christianity is the perfect example. That's the keys to what happens to you for eternity after you die, if you believe in it, right?
yeah,
So um, these people who are so afraid of going against their God that they will turn out their own flesh and blood, and a lot of these kids are underage. They don't have a job. They have no means of taking care of themselves. They weren't prepared to take care of themselves, and um and I'm grateful that I live in a city where we have a shelter like that, and they do teach life skills. They help them enroll in college, and they help them get their GED or finish high school. It's a really good it's a really good thing, and but those kinds of places are few and far between in the South. It's
yeah,
probably harder to find one of those than it is to find a Planned Parenthood. um, but
mm,
that's a different
um,
issue.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah. And even if there is a God, like if that God is actually loving and kind and stuff, that God would accept queer people.
Mhm.
And if that God is so focused on no, you're not allowed to have sex with this kind of person, then screw that God. Like I don't want to believe in them anyway.
No, I don't either. But I have heard, to your point, I have heard people say, like, if God made me in his image and I'm gay, I'm trans, I'm queer, I'm pan or bi, whatever, then God made me this way. So
Yeah,
why would he have made me this way if it was wrong or evil?
yeah.
But,
That's at
honestly,
least a
yeah.
healthier.
Right?
That's at least
Yeah.
healthier than saying that, oh, I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I don't like that. I don't like the notion that I need to be fixed, that
yeah,
I need to be changed. Um, it took me long enough to figure out who I was. I'm not going back at this point. I've I've
yeah,
officially I've officially hit the don't give a fuck like stage of things. I don't care if my relationship looks outwardly heteronormative. You know, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna change the way I present or the way that I act, and I don't want Junk Shop to do that either. So,
Yeah,
you'll
I don't want either of you to do that either.
thank you. Same for you. Same for you. Oh, hang on. Speaking of my darling there. Speaking of indoctrination and harm, check out Lone Wanderers premiere in 2 days. Oh, thank you for the link, hun. Thank you. Aw. Oh. Man, people are sharing some. Yeah, the chat is weird on your phone, Kim. Yeah, people are sharing some sad stories. Love you guys.
Mm.
I'm sorry if you've what you've been through. That's no good. Hey, Richard Madsen, good to see you. We're actually about to wrap it up, but I don't want to. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is pretty much how I feel about that. Yeah, ran out of those a long time ago. Yeah, no longer
Yeah,
here. Um, yeah, I don't.
Unity's a cool person.
Yeah, exactly. It's exhausting too. It is absolutely exhausting to live a double life. It's
Yeah, it
you
is.
know yeah. I mean, I tried to hide things from my family for a long time, and finally, I just gave up. I was like,
Yeah,
whatever, and came out about everything, and they were not pleased. I don't think my parents ever really accepted it, and we don't talk about it. But I don't have to pretend anything
yeah.
anymore. So that's nice.
Yeah, coming out can be very good for your mental health. It can also, of course, be very dangerous. If there is a risk that you might be thrown out, then you should consider not doing it at that point. But yeah, it can be very freeing that now you don't have to hide anymore.
Yeah. It was a weird moment. I was actually engaged to my first husband, and
Mhm.
I'd already been out of the house for like 5 years. So we had our own place. I wasn't dependent upon them financially, so I was in a good place to do it. But the way I did it,
Yeah.
probably not the best way. They were listening to Rush Limbaugh, and I was in the back seat of their car. We were going somewhere, and Rush Limbaugh said something about how if it weren't for bisexuals, HIV wouldn't have been. Well, he didn't say HIV; he said AIDS, but HIV/AIDS wouldn't have been introduced into the heterosexual community, as if that made HIV/AIDS okay, as if anyone
Yeah.
died like that, as if anyone deserves to die that way, which they don't. Oh my god! And this is back in this is in 2001. So we had some of the antivirals that we have now, but not nearly. It still wasn't as good. And we'd all, I came of age in the 90s, so it was a very different situation than it
Um,
is now. With that
what
particular
a
virus, yeah, yeah, it
yeah,
was.
what a weird comment to make.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know how to respond to a comment like that. Like,
I know,
yeah,
I know, it was so vile, and I was so angry that I shouted, "I have never given anyone HIV." And my
yeah,
dad started to laugh, and he said, "Are you bisexual?" And I said, "Yes, I am." Because at the time, the term pansexual didn't exist, and I didn't know what that was. So I identified as
yeah,
bisexual for a long time. And he got really quiet. And my dad's one of those men who doesn't yell so much when he's angry as he gets really quiet. And
okay,
I was genuinely a little scared. I mean, I didn't think he'd you know, I it was nerve wracking, I guess is what I mean. Like I wasn't afraid he was gonna,
um,
you know, hit me or anything. I was just worried that because he's never done that. But yeah, but
that's
they
good.
just, I don't even know if they remember. They just kind of, we just never spoke about it again. And you
Mhm.
know, since I never had a serious enough relationship with a woman to bring her home, it really didn't become an issue, which is
Okay,
how it worked out. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that either. Rush Limbaugh is a hateful person, and I'm not going to miss him. And I'm normally not that callous with people's lives, but he has terminal cancer, and I'm not going to miss him.
Hmm.
I'm not going to say he should die. I'm not saying that he should die painfully of
Yeah,
cancer.
I know what you mean.
Not going
I
to
know
shed
what you
any
mean.
tears. That's all I'm saying. Well, and with that horrible thought, oh honey, yeah, yeah, never again. You have no idea how many of my friends died in San Francisco back then. Yeah, I mean it
Um,
was. Oh God, yeah, it was rough. Okay, we need. You know what we need? We're at the top of the hour, and we need something nice to think about.
yeah, we do.
Yeah, we need a good happy thing. So let's oh thanks Richard. Let's share some happy things. So I got to see my parents for the first time in like 8 months, and that felt really good. Even though I was just telling her a story that does not paint them in the best light. Oh, I need to say my dad has changed a lot in his attitude toward LGBTQ people. He really has. It's actually
That's
kind of
good.
amazing. Yeah, I can say for someone who was who got that upset about me coming out, and he was in his late 50s at the time. At 78, he is much more cool with it now. So that's nice.
Good.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's one thing to remember that people can change. That
yeah,
even sometimes we think that someone is so stuck in their ways that they will never change, but people can surprise you.
yeah, they can. And for him, all it took was one of his grandsons bringing a friend over, and they would all play D&D together. And my dad really liked this kid. I mean, he was like 18, 19, but to me, that's a kid. But anyway, he
Yeah,
really liked this young man. And then it wasn't until after he got to know the young man, and I'm just not saying his name because I don't know how, but it wasn't until after he got to know him that he found out that he was gay. And my dad just kind of
yeah,
had to reassess. He had to reassess how he felt, and he came out on the right side of it, as far as I'm concerned. He was like, "Okay, that's fine."
yeah.
So that was really cool. So there's my happy news. Do you have any? Do you have anything? Do you have a hooray to end on?
No, not really.
Sorry.
Maybe not nothing special right now.
Well, I have a second one, and it's thank you so much for being on the show today with me. It was awesome, and I would love to talk to you some more. Um,
Yep.
yeah,
Thank
so
you for having me here. It
always
was really fun.
thank you. Okay, and to everybody in the chat, I love you. Thank you to my patrons. Thank you again,
I love you
Microraptor.
too.
Thank you. Aw. Okay, and all right, now I'm verklempt. Okay, and yeah, so like I always say at the end of this stuff. Oh, I'm stealing Neil's the 604 atheist line. I didn't mean to do that. You won't find truth in wine, but you may find it in reason. Love y'all. Love from Memphis. Thank you.